Okay, so we are possibly live. So today we're reviewing Brandon Sanderson's Rhythm of War, chapters 96, 97, and interludes. So we definitely messed up our planning. We didn't have a whole lot of chapters to go
A
with.
long time no chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, pretty hilarious. It was just felt like just 2 pages of the book, and then it was like interludes. I was like, interludes?
Yeah. Well, it was like he
I
usually
actually thought,
yeah, go on.
sorry, go.
No, you go.
I actually thought this is going to be like the rest of the book was just massive interludes.
Yeah. Okay, and now, just to build you up for the last little book in the series, we're just going to have a bunch of characters that will only be in the last book. There won't be any more characters that you want. I was like, because I kind of thought like the last one's the last sort of 10% was like the book 5, like the last book in the series. The last book in the
book,
novel, I guess. So I was like, there has to be more. And then as soon as you told me, I was like, okay, yeah, well, maybe not. And then when you sent me that message, I was like, Van Wigan, what have you done?
Because you did say book 5, but I was just like, I thought you were talking about, I don't know, book 5, like the next book. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe he needs to call them sections or something to make it a bit easier for us, us dummies.
It's normal. I remember The Lord of the Rings was the first book I ever read that had book 1 and book 2 within the book 1, and I was like, what's he on about?
Yeah.
But reading a lot of fantasy, it's pretty normal.
Yeah. Very funny. All right, so maybe we'll do a few more like because we're up to the last bit of the book, we'll do some predictions or something. After we go through the chapters and see what we reckon, see if we can come up with something we think's going to happen.
Sounds good.
All right, cool. So where do we kick off? Chapter 96, I guess. And also, like chapter 97 was awesome, but chapter 96 was like super short as well.
1 page.
So, it was like 4 minutes, which means 4 pages in my Kindle. So, hilarious. All right, so
Relane's all upset.
Well, might as well go with the. Seeing we've only got 2 chapters, what's the quote on this one?
I tell you, I write it. You must release the captive unmade. She will not fade as I will. If you leave her as she is, she will remain imprisoned for eternity.
Yeah.
So I guess they've got an unmade and a dagger.
Yeah. I assumed in a dagger. I mean, I guess they could just be trapped in like a fabrial or something like that as well. I definitely pictured a dagger. But what was I going to say? So the heralds fade because whoever was writing this before says over time, once I'm locked in there forever, I fade away. So the unmade and the heralds are clearly different. So which is obvious, but interesting nevertheless. Relane's, as you said, he's having a cry, is he? I didn't make a note of that.
Oh, no, sorry. Relane finds Venley crying. Gotcha. And then Relane gets pissed off at her when he finds out some of her truth.
Yeah, that she's the one that ruined everything.
Yeah. And I also feel like Relane's awkward mating experience was probably with Venley.
Yeah, it must be, right? Must be.
Yeah.
It's like, when I was reading this, it's like, oh, so you just ruined absolutely everything that's happened overall. Yeah, it's like God putting the snake in the garden. It's a huge mistake.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right. So and this is like they talk a bit more about the bunch of singers that are wandering around the plains, which is the bit that I couldn't quite grasp, but that definitely confirms all of that. And
so she's going to go find them.
Yeah, and there was a bit about how Ashoni took storm form to like distract everyone from what was going on, and then they all ran away as well.
That's right. Yeah, she did say that. Yeah.
So that bit was pretty good. And then I think at the end of the chapter we get an illustration of what I reckon is Navani's desk with the symbols and stuff on it.
Navani's drum kit.
Yeah. So that was chapter 96.
Mm-hmm. On to 97.
On to 97. All right, so...
I'll read the quote.
Yep.
As one who has suffered for so many centuries, as one whom it broke, please find Mishram and release her, not just for her own good, for the good of all Spren. For I believe that in confining her, we have caused a greater wound to Roshar than any ever realized.
Yeah. So that's Bar Ado Mishram, is it?
Right. Yep. I guess so.
I'm trying to do that without Googling stuff. But there's like Sergeant Art, who's an unmade, and then I think the other one. So is this one that convinced them to go through the Oathgate, and then they all ended up in Shadesmere at the end of the other book? Which one was that? Or was that Sergeant Art?
I don't know. I thought that was Sergeant Art.
Yeah, it might be. It might be. No, we'll have to do a Google review of what actually happened after we finish it.
When we finish the book,
Yeah, exactly.
When there are no possible spoilers to be had.
Yeah. All right. So we got Navani's working day and night to solve her void light experiments.
Yeah.
So, and she does pretty much.
Yeah. There's a lot of weird music maths going on.
Yeah.
And
a maybe lot of I don't know much about. Made.
Maybe I don't know anything about music, which I don't. I hated music at school. Yeah. I don't know if I would hate it more if I did know about music, or I hate it more because not hate it, but I find it a bit irritating.
Yeah.
The whole her just going, and then all of a sudden she's like, and then I did it.
Yeah, and then it worked perfectly.
Yeah,
and then she's like,
which is fine. It should have worked. Could have just worked straight. Like, it's like it's with the gem science. You don't need to explain it too much, Brandon, because it's not real.
Yeah. It's it's very much made up. So when you decide it works, that means it works.
Like, I like the bit where like Ravenel comes in and is just like astounded again at Navani's genius. Like, that was good.
Yeah,
it went a bit too long. Her with the sand and the drums and the At one point, Navani... she had a flute bow. But obviously we're going to enjoy the same bit coming up here.
Yeah. Well, Ravenel
to my delighted shock.
Yeah. So I mean, first Ravenel notices the symbol, and she or the
she
drum
gives
thing.
It a go.
She figures it out like straight away. She picks out the correct symbol. So I like all of that.
Yeah.
Navani does a vacuum experiment because sound can't exist in a vacuum, which is actually true. Take note.
Yep. No, that was good.
Yeah. Take note. Every movie that has an explosion in space. Talking
to you, George Lucas.
Yeah, but I mean, it's every movie, right? Every movie that something explodes in space, and it's just like you can't hear in space. It doesn't.
Yeah.
But anyway,
we were talking about this earlier with Armageddon.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, where space dementia is a real thing. Where Michael Bay works at NASA. All right. So then, Navani's like does a bit of a trick and sort of swipes her notebook and leaves Ravenel with like the void light diamond sort of thing.
This is the best. This is the best bit. Yeah, totally knowing that Ravenel was going to blow herself to pieces. Hopefully.
Yeah, which
I thought was mad.
Yeah, I thought that was great. So she proceeds to do that, which is awesome. And I love how like she's just got like stuff sticking out of her and she's bleeding everywhere, all that kind of stuff. But it doesn't
good
kill
imagery.
her.
Yeah. And she just kind of looks at. She just kind of just like fair enough. Shouldn't have done that.
Yeah.
And Navani's like, I knew you would do that.
Yeah, exactly. So then she gets her to do it again. She gets Navani to do it again, and she then Puts it into an. So why didn't it? Why didn't it explode again when she puts it back into the dagger this time? What was the difference there?
Oh, that's a good point. Well, because before she sucked it into the gem,
Mm-hmm.
and this time I guess it was just in the blade.
Yeah,
maybe.
Maybe she just put it
I
in
didn't even think
differently or
about
something.
that.
Maybe she
then
like
she makes
she unscrews
no, because she turns
the gem.
Yeah, she turns
right?
the thing around, whatever you call that metal rod that goes through a sword.
Yeah,
Actually does have a name.
Handle.
Begins with a T. I should know. I'm ashamed of myself. Yeah, anyway, she turns that around, so that does something. And then she stabs her daughter with it.
Which is fucking badass. That was awesome.
Yeah, and annihilates her.
Yeah. Kills every part of her forever.
Yeah. And then announces that she's going to do that to the Radiant.
Which is awesome also.
Yeah. Yeah, brutal. It's like just cool because like you were just like, fuck, Ravenel's not that bad, Navani. Should come on.
Yeah,
and then Ravenel's
she's
like,
awesome.
Touche.
She's
I am a bad guy.
yeah.
And then she announces that she is a bad guy again.
Yeah. Tarantino-esque. I had girls just want to have fun in my playing through my head as this had happened.
Yeah. Very good. So that was a good chapter.
So she's gonna make the opposite happen first, right? So before she can actually kill Radiance, but
she's got to discover the Stormlight version of that.
Yeah.
Void Stormlight antimatter. We seem to be going with here. All right. Cool. So then the old interludes.
Yep. So we got Hesina first.
Who's kind of like Liren in that I'm like, who the fuck is Hesina?
Yeah.
Like the most hard to grasp main characters, like Kaladin's mum and dad.
Yeah.
Even like almost a page into this, I was like, who is this?
Yeah. Why is she interacting with all the main characters so much?
But she's all right.
Yeah. How did she get a map?
Yeah.
So she's fine. Basically, this whole chapter is her telling Liren to stop being the worst.
Yeah. And going, I know, it's like the Lion King. I can see the king he is inside. I can see that he could be a good bloke. Yeah.
And Liren basically just keeps being the worst. So we don't have any resolution on him.
Even ends that with trusting in him and the man she knew he was.
Yeah. They would experience the fourth warmth off page.
So yeah, that's pretty much that chapter. Nothing really happened apart from that.
Nah. It's just an acknowledgement that Liren is the worst.
Yeah.
That's what that whole chapter was about. So all right, so then we got a bit of Adam, who is brand new.
Have we ever had him before? Yeah.
Nah, it has to be brand new.
Yeah. Just a boy, a potter's son, wanting to be a Radiant.
Yeah, with a message about making sure you try to do your best all the time.
Yeah. And then we kind of learned that the normal people want to fight, and then something happens.
Yeah, and we don't know what that commotion is, I assume.
No. Yeah, setting the scene.
For what's coming up. All right, cool. Then we got Taravangian, which is awesome. This was a good one,
Always good.
I thought.
Yeah. He's just being dumb again.
Yeah.
I don't know how dumb he actually is when he's dumb.
No, he seemed... It was a good little bit in there. It's like he at least recognizes he's dumb, which means he's not that dumb, sort of thing.
Yeah. No, they didn't say that, didn't it?
Yeah. So I like that. It's cool how he sent some people to interview one of Nightblood's former bearers So that has to be Zael or Azuri, right? Because no one else in Stormlight's ever had that sword except Seth.
Yeah.
So,
do we know how Seth got it?
Yeah, he got given it by Nail.
And as a Warbreaker reader, do you know how it was in Warbreaker in the first place?
Yeah, so Zael's the main character in Warbreaker. He's called, what is he called? Oh, God, I can't think of what he's called now. But he's got the sword. He's the one carrying it around with him. It doesn't say... it doesn't actually say how he got hold of it, but it acts the same.
Yeah. It talks in the same kind of weird.
Yeah.
And it sucks the life force out of people.
Yeah, exactly. It just kills them when they pick it up, and they can't resist picking it up either. In that, and it like drains the color out of them because color's the magic there, whereas it draws Stormlight out of you in this one. His name's Vasher in Warbreaker, which is a much better name. Right. I wish he was just called Vasher in this one. So, but Azuri's never had it, as far as I know. Like, she doesn't have it in Warbreaker. She's like she's like a princess in Warbreaker.
Right.
Who doesn't have super amounts of power or anything like that.
And does it end with them kind of going off-world?
It ends with them wandering off. It doesn't say off-world. I think it was written a long time ago, and I don't know how much he planned to have that in this. But
I bet he's got plans.
Yeah. So, I mean, at the end of that, there's this cool bit where there's this big statue garden that all comes to life. And when there was a bunch of statues in Lasting Integrity, I thought that was going to happen there as well. You know how in the garden there's heaps of statues everywhere?
Yep.
Right. And because Shade... and because Shadesmere connects all the worlds, I thought maybe that was a spot. That part of Shadesmere was connected to where Warbreaker takes place, which it might still be. Who knows? All right, so he's visited by Taravangian's visited by Sergeant Arts.
Yeah.
And she will deliver 2 gems with Spren inside, which will get Odium's attention.
Yeah, on Taravangian.
Yeah. So I don't remember if this happened in this, like in Rhythm of War or Oathbringer, but she sent off like 3 Spren, 3 of her own Spren to connect with people. And she sent 3 of them off because she thought Odium would catch 2 of them.
That's right. Yeah, I think that was Oathbringer.
Yeah, I reckon it was at the end of Oathbringer that that happened. So it's like I've only just read Oathbringer, so if you're reading these books far apart, you'd be like, what?
Yeah. Oh, and I am. Like, I remember that now that you've said it.
Yeah. All right, cool. And then that concludes book 4. So we have book 5 to go.
Yep. I reckon we'll read it pretty quick because it's going to be good.
Yeah, it'll be all action all the way. Usually the book 5's less chapters per person and more everyone comes together to get something done.
Because here it's just got like the Knights Radiant. So they're all there's going to be lots of viewpoints from Knights Radiance and Bridge 4 members.
Yeah.
And Wit has his own one.
I saw that. I'm pumped about that. So that might be at the end with some big Cosmere reveals, possibly.
Yeah.
All right. So, do you have any predictions, mate? What do you think's gonna?
Don't know.
How do you think we're gonna conclude this?
So where are we with Adolin? Adolin's. Did anything Did anything get resolved in Adolin's court case?
Well, he kind of is allowed to go, and he's kind of sure some of them want to help.
Yeah. So Mara did what she did, And they kind of ended there, didn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. But it almost said exactly, he's free to go, and he kind of realizes that people want, the friend want to help.
Yeah.
Like, it was almost written exactly in that sort of, think things might happen kind of way. Is he one of the people that gets a chapter at the end, or I saw all the people.
I didn't have his name. No, I don't think it said Adeline. I'm going back to it now. Just says Knights Radiant, Navani, Bridge 4, Taravangian, via someone called Lesian.
Okay.
And Wit. And then I assume there's interludes, but I'm not sure if it actually ends with interludes or not.
No, I think it usually ends with like an
epilogue.
Epilogue, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. That's weird. There's no Charlene there either.
No. So maybe we won't get all the spin returning to just save the day.
And there's no Dallina, unless he's a Knight Radiant.
I did read the first sentence of Shannon's a Knight Radiant as well, right? And then Adeline could become a Knight Radiant. Yasna
and Kaladin.
Knight Radiant.
Yeah, so all those characters are going to come under that umbrella.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think Adeline will become a Knight Radiant
before the end of this book.
Yeah,
or before the end of the next one.
That'll be one of the big endings.
Okay.
Now, I don't know. I like. Will he heal Mara? Will she get healed?
Maya. Will he heal? Yeah.
Maya. Sorry.
Yeah. No, she'll do some shit. She'll be at least a better blade. But yeah, if he bonds her and becomes a Knight Radiant, I will feel like a super smart person. That's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't have much predictions. Kaladin.
Yep.
He can't. No. Okay. Yeah. What do you think is going to happen with Kaladin?
No. I thought you were announcing Kaladin like you wanted me to do it. So go for it if you've got one.
I don't really. He'll probably say the next ideal, which we don't know what it is, but it'll be something to do with being happy, maybe.
No, yeah, not bad.
Although he can't really. Sanderson's obviously on a mission of beyond blue proportion, so he's not going to trivialize depression.
No.
So we'll see where that goes.
All right. I reckon Ravenel is going to kill all the Knights Radiant. They're unconscious. I reckon she's going to kill every single one of them. I reckon they're all going to die.
Yep. That's pretty dark.
It is pretty dark, and I hope that's what happens, because I don't care about any of these Knights Radiant that are unconscious. I don't even know their names.
No, that's true.
And there's still plenty. Dallin has still got plenty with him.
Yeah.
And Kaladin and Teft aren't there. Shallan's not there. Yasna's not there. So I think that's going to be an easy kill count to go through. I think all of them will get the knife, and they will all die.
That'll enrage Kaladin to some new level of something, maybe.
Yeah.
So I like that.
Yeah. In terms of, we haven't really seen Odium much this book. I feel like there's a bit more in Oathbringer.
No, he's come in a couple of dreams, and we learned a bit more in that last interlude about his, shard versus power or whatever that thing is.
Yeah, he's sort of and they say he is everywhere, but he can't see everything, sort of thing.
No,
yeah.
And we haven't had Dalinar in a long time. He's just been plotting becoming a better bondsmith.
Yeah. But he also knows now, like the last chapter we had with him, he knows that the tower's under attack.
Oh yeah, he rode the storm. Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. So, what do you think will happen with the tower? Are we going to have fused in the tower by the end of this book, or are they going to be Outed.
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 And
Yep.
the sibling won't die. The sibling.
Will bond someone, right?
Yeah, Ryan.
Yep.
Or Venley.
Yep.
Because Venley's kind of a listener as well.
Do you think Venley will actually make the trip?
Will she get out? Nah. I don't know. I like how Ryan was like, it's a trap straight away.
Yeah, which is the most obvious thing. Even Venley knows it's a trap. It's like everyone's like, it's a fucking trap. Which is like, it might just be crazy enough to work then.
Yeah, so she might lead them back to those listeners, and then Ravenel will like fuse them all up or something.
Yeah. Because I actually much prefer the listeners when they're in like war form or storm form sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
More so than like when they're the fused. Like the fused seem a bit shit because they can't reason that well, or like they're just not as good at characters.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we don't know many of them though, really, do we? Like we only really know
Ravenel is good. Yeah,
the Pursuer,
and I like the Terminator.
Yeah, I watched Terminator 1 the other night, actually.
Oh, how good! What did you think of the newest one?
Rubbish, terrible.
Did you? Yeah, my brother hated it. I watched it at the right time. That I was like, I was all right about it.
Yeah. So look, it's fun. Like, don't get me wrong, it's fun.
Yeah.
It's the same problem with all movies today.
Yeah.
So you could have made that movie. It would have been fine, right? Just make it as you did. Why do you have to kill John Connor like a week after Terminator 2? Like, I don't know why they have to make all the other stuff invalid by making this new stuff. Just have it as a different way. It's like, okay, so protect the girl because she leads the second resistance. John Connor leads the resistance till he's an old man and dies. But now it's important that this girl, because that's what they want to do, everything has to be like, a girl has to rescue everyone, right? That's how it works. And I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. It's just that they're always boring because it's like, all right, so she doesn't have to learn anything or do anything. I like the half hybrid human Terminator sent back.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that was a cool idea. But yeah,
did you like Arnie as the old woodcutter or whatever?
No. So what? Why did you? That's the thing. Why do you need to do that? Like he didn't even need to be in the movie. Just don't have him in it. And Sarah Connor was just like, I don't know. She was just like very downtrodden and stuff. And it's like, she needs to be angry, but not like sooky about things.
Mm-hmm.
So look, was it better than the one that had Khaleesi in it? I think it was.
That was a bad one.
That was bad.
That had the only thing that was good about that was the beginning. How they kind of did it exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah, did the loop around. Yeah.
Yeah, that was really cool. How the same thing happened, but a bit different. And then it went downhill.
Yeah. Yeah. So
fast.
Something that I never knew, right? Because I actually saw Terminator 2 first when I was a kid. Like,
so did I. So did I.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people our age did because Terminator 1 was a horror movie.
Yeah. Which has very little gore in it, strangely enough.
Yeah, then Terminator 2 was an action movie. And I had way more nightmares from Terminator 2.
Yeah.
Guys turning his hands into knives. Like, fuck.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the other thing. They haven't come up with a better idea for a Terminator than T-1000. Like, none of the other Terminators are as good.
Yeah. They just keep trying.
Yeah, but they can't do anything. Like, the T-1000 would kill all of the other Terminators so easily.
Yeah.
Like, this guy that can turn into 2 Terminators, it's like, okay, cool. Like, why?
Hilarious. That was a good digression.
Yeah. So, what I was going to say is, apparently what they did, right, in the preview for Terminator 2, when it came out, they announced that Arnie was going to be the good guy, which if you watch the movie without knowing that, so if you pretended that you never knew that fact,
I hear exactly what you're saying.
You wouldn't know he was.
Because
he was the good guy.
He chases Edward Furlong for ages, and it's so good. Like he pulls out the gun from the roses or whatever it is in the passageway, and like Edward Furlong has been warned about this by his mum, so he's like, "I'm gonna die," and then he starts pumping the T1000. And I do like exactly like you said. I pretend every time I watch it that Arnie is a bad guy.
Yeah. So they did that, right? And then when that other one came out with Khaleesi, the preview told you that John Connor was like a cyborg. It's like, why do you do this?
I was talking about this recently. Like, it's weird that in movies they don't seem to have a problem with spoiling and spoilers, whereas TV shows protect themselves so much.
Yeah, it's bizarre, isn't it?
And people care. Like, if someone's watching a Netflix show and they're ahead of you, people will like punch them in the face before they start talking about it.
Yeah.
Like Game of Thrones and all that. Whereas when I was, and still I think now, but when I was younger, like you'd buy the collector cards for movies you hadn't even seen yet, and the movie cards spoiled the movie straight away.
Yeah.
Like I would have bought Terminator 2 cards, and like one of the cards would have been Arnie gets put down into the fire pit, and I'd be happy about that. I would read that card and go, can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait to see.
But we're in a different time now.
And it's crazy. Like, imagine if like the preview for The Usual Suspects told you that Kevin Spacey was Kaiser Soze. Like, imagine if like
I see dead people.
Yeah, the preview for fucking The Sixth Sense. Exactly. Bruce Willis is dead. Like, that's the first. Like,
so, those were movies. Those were movies that held their secrets tight, and people kept them.
Yeah.
But yeah, like you said, that Arnie being a good guy in the second one should have been
a mad secret.
Surprise.
Yeah, that would have been like the best fucking shit. That's like Darth Vader saying, I'm your father sort of thing. Like, it's like, it's that level of stuff. Because you're not necessarily certain, like, I don't know. They could have done it maybe like the T1000 wasn't, you don't see him kill anyone, maybe. And then you could have thought,
so
maybe he's the good guy, sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I think he kills a bunch of people before that. You kind of realize he's a bad guy pretty early on. But anyway, I shouldn't critique Terminator 2 too much. That's just about the perfect movie. So
it is. Yeah, it is and I haven't seen it in, I'm going to say 20 years.
Yeah, it still holds up. Special effects still look good. Yeah, that's awesome.
I'm going to watch it.
Yeah. All right. Sweet.
It's weird. I haven't seen it in a while.
Yeah, it's. I don't know. I don't watch TV, so you never just randomly catch it. And I think it's kind of crap if you see it on TV anyway. Like, I can't heaps of
bits the out. Ads. They cut all the good bits. The knife through the milk, through the mouth.
Yeah, the finger through the eye.
Yeah. Oh, so good.
So good.
Yep. Anyway, that was a good little Terminator 2 sidetrack.
Yeah, should have saved that for a different stream.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So, final. Any predict? Where do we finish? What's the last thing that happens? Who's winning? Who's losing? Because I think it's kind of going to wrap up after the next book, and then he's going to release
and then the whole new thing.
Well, I think he's going to release more Mistborn in between. Like,
he'll have a bit of a break himself.
Yeah, I think the last Wax and Wayne book comes out after this.
I think we'll get some hell. I think someone's going to have to go to hell.
Yep.
Or damnation, or whatever we all call it.
Braze.
Braze. Someone's going to end up in Braze right at the end. Probably Kaladin.
Yeah. That's not
the poor
bad.
man's
I hadn't thought about that.
Walk through feet of shit.
Yeah.
Or whatever the quote is from Shawshank Redemption.
Yeah.
And he'll end up in hell.
Yeah. I like that. That's a good one.
Yeah. I'd like to say it's Dalinar, but it's probably Kaladin.
Yeah. I think the bad guys are going to have a massive win at the end of this one.
Yeah.
I think they're going to win some more before the good guys have to win it all back at the end of the next book.
Oh, he doesn't kill too many people though, Brandon. So I don't know.
No, but
I can't see the sibling getting killed.
No, he doesn't have to kill him, but yeah, I think, that's the thing. The sibling's like in the tower. Maybe they get the sibling out. Yeah. Maybe they get it away in a gemstone.
Maybe. Or that stupid model little tower that they've got, whatever that is.
Yeah, they just put it inside the model. Yeah, get in. Yeah,
that's actually probably where the last note is. Probably, I just thought of that then.
That's awesome. That's exactly like the plot from The Simpsons, where Mr. Burns goes crazy and goes, "Look, I've made this spruce. I've made the spruce moose.
Get in."
Yeah, he pulls out the gun and get in. And so this is like, sir, it's just a model. Get in.
Yeah. No, but I don't know if you heard me before. I think that last node is in that little tower. Maybe.
Oh, you think it's inside the model?
Maybe I just thought of it then. I don't know why. Like, actually, when I think about it more, probably not. But I don't know. That model has been fairly random so far.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's weird. It's like the Fuse don't know how to use models, apparently. They don't know how to think about stuff on scale.
No. And it's in the Radiant Room for some reason. That seems like on purpose.
Yeah. Awesome. Roughly how many pages have we got?
Only like 200, I think.
Okay.
Because there's the whole appendix thing. Yeah, about 200. So I reckon a week or so.
What chapter does it go up to?
So we're on 98. And about 117. 118. 117 plus epilogue.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so there's no point doing one in between. If we do that, then we'll be like, today's a review from chapters 98 to 100.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we just go for it.
Yeah, all right, awesome. I'm looking forward to it. It's been fun.
Definitely.
Yeah. It's weird, right? Because the first one took a fair bit to get going. Like, it took ages of Kaladin not having his powers, being stuck in a ditch, all that kind of stuff. But the end of that first one was awesome. The second one was pretty good because Kaladin already had his powers, but then it was mainly Shallan in the POV, which is a pain.
Yeah. But then
the third one
pretty well as well, with Kaladin flying in front of the storm, and that was sick.
Yeah, that one ended awesome. The third one was pretty good, but I'd been a while between books.
Yeah. So it was hard. So
it took me a bit longer to get into it. I think this one, it's tough because Kaladin's been just pretty shit for most of it. Yeah, I think all the side characters are better in this one. Shallan's annoyed me way less in this book than the other ones because she hasn't been in it too much. Navani turned out to be okay. I was a bit stressed out when the first chapter was Navani.
No, Navani was good. Probably because of Ravenel.
Yeah, Ravenel.
And Shallan wasn't. There was minimum amount of talking about Shallan being funny, which is Shallan's main character problem.
Yeah.
Is her wit.
Exactly.
And she didn't have much chance to do that, which was good.
No. Aladin hasn't been as good in this one as other ones. That's one thing, though.
I feel like every character's just had one really good bit, like Adolin had when he fought all the guys to save the Honest Brand.
Oh yeah, that was a cool bit.
Kaladin had his no powers battle with the Pursuer.
That was so early, wasn't it? That was like the very first few chapters.
Yeah, and Kaladin's fight with the Gauntlet was all right too. It was really good, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see.
I'm looking for all those Radiants that are asleep to get knifed. Like, that's what you get for going to sleep. It's like, you know.
Yeah, I am now too. I was shocked when you said it, but now I'm kind of down with it.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, we take an ice pick and we stab every single one of them.
Yeah, maybe in front of Kaladin when Kaladin's like chained up or something.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then he that's when he says the 4-5 deal. Yeah. Yeah.
All right, that's exactly what's going to happen. I promise you.
Good. All right, mate.
All right, good on you, mate. Nice to talk to you.
No worries. Talk to you soon.
See ya.